You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the January 2nd, 2024 meeting of the Michigan City Board of Public Works and Safety. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good morning. I'd like to call the January 2nd, 2024 meeting of the Michigan City Board of Public Works and Safety to order. First order of business will be roll call. And I'd like to call Gene Simmons.
Present.
Tim Beatry.
Present.
And Candace Silvas. Present. Second order of business would be the election of officers. Can I have a nomination for president, please?
Yes, I nominate Tim Beatry.
Second. There's been a motion. In the vote, please. Aye.
Aye.
All in favor, motion carried. Mr. President, if you would now like to take over the meeting.
Thank you. And thank you to my colleagues. Next item on the agenda is the nomination for vice president. Do I hear any nominees?
I would like to nominate Gene Simmons.
I'll second that. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Congratulations, Gene.
Thank you.
And we wish you well with your COVID. I'm sorry we don't have you here with us.
Well, thank you.
Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes, the regular hybrid Zoom meeting on December 18th, the executive session on December 18th, and the special hybrid Zoom meeting on December 18th. And none of us were here, but I'm assuming that Gail and Amber, you're okay with the minutes?
Yes, we are okay with the minutes. We did them. I believe the board can approve it as just a ministerial act.
Okay. Motion to approve minutes.
Motion to approve.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is a memorandum of understanding between North Shore Health Center, Inc. and the City of Michigan City for a healthcare clinic for city employees. And I believe we have some representatives from GIS and North Shore.
Good morning, Board. Happy New Year to all of you. Yes, my name is Craig Menny, President of General Insurance Services here in Michigan City. And here on behalf of the essentially the Insurance Committee. So for the past couple of years, we've offered an employee health and wellness clinic to the employees and any of their covered dependents, spouses, etc. That's been administered by Northwest Health, and they provided notice they're going to be exiting that service line going forward, which then triggered an RFP process. We received proposals from both North Shore Health Centers as well as the Franciscans, evaluated both of those options. To provide the board with just some high-level numbers, current plan spend for the clinic today is roughly $280,000. North Shore's proposal is estimated at $181,000. So almost $100,000 savings is going to be the projection with North Shore. The historical barrier to North Shore is that they have not maintained an access point in Michigan City, which they're curing this year. They also provide a pretty significant savings opportunity on the prescription drug front by leveraging what's called the 340B drug schedule. So Todd Elliott's the Chief Strategy Officer. I think he's here seeking approval for 2 MOUs in order to replace Northwest Health with North Shore, provide continuity of clinic services for your covered plan members. So I'll stick around for questions, but I'll turn things over to let him speak. Thank you.
No, hello, happy New Year to everybody. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to work with us. Actually, the timing of this is absolutely perfect because we've been looking for in Michigan City for a number of years for a health clinic, and we actually, during this whole process, we actually bought the St. Paul Church, the old school. It's 817 Pine Street, so it's a 30,000 square foot building that we will be renovating and pretty much using the whole facility. If we don't use some of that, we'll try to get some people that work with us and do different things from a medical standpoint. So we saw a need and a gap downtown, and we wanted to be in the downtown area of Michigan City. Everybody seems to be going towards the highway. We feel like there's a great opportunity downtown and access points and whatnot, so we bought that. We are working on plans and with architects and whatnot. We're hoping to be in the next 4 to 6 months, and some Amber and some of the staff, we've been working out those logistics for this employee clinic. We did provide a discount on some of the, I believe one of the vendors that we work with until until it's Clinic Solutions, I believe, gave a discount until we get opened. You guys will have a little bit of a discount on some of the access points because you'll be using LaPorte. You could use any of our access points, Chesterton, Portage, wherever there's a North Shore Health Clinic until we get the Michigan City access point open. So we're very excited about this opportunity. And also, like Craig was saying, one of the things that we feel strongly about us being a non-for-profit, you know, we want to give back to the community, and we in 340B, the pharmacy that we have is a full pharmacy, no different than Walgreens, CVS. It's there are employees, and you'll see a tremendous about 70–80% savings on some of these drugs that are very high and costly. And so that's our mission in a sense when we're a federal qualified health center, to give back and work with the communities, municipalities, schools, private business owners, that we see all these costs and healthcare continue to go up. So we're very excited about this opportunity and look forward to working with the city of Michigan City. Any questions? Or?
Did you say 3 to 4 months before the Michigan City will be open?
Correct. Yeah.
And in the interim, there's a discount for Michigan City?
Yeah, we're giving one of the vendors that we work with is giving, I think it was it's a half of what we were charging.
Is that just because of the inconvenience of having to go to?
Yeah, we just felt, and you guys had asked if there was any discounts that could be given.
Okay.
And so we felt like that'd be fair, you
And
know?
when we get our own facility,
Yeah,
level playing field.
yeah, and then we'll just kind of, but it'll be a nice facility. It's gonna be, we already got architectural drawings going, spent a lot of money already on this project, and it's gonna be, we're excited about it. You know, good parking. We feel like the facility will be downtown, and, you know, there's some folks again leaving towards the highway and whatnot. So there's we feel like a gap in service down here. So we feel like we could provide good service to the folks. Yes. Yeah. And also some of the other services we provide, besides primary care, we have mental health, we have, specialties, dental, where we have an eye center that we're going to have and whatnot. And we have an OB. So a lot of other services we have that we're going to have at this facility. And that's why we needed such a big facility down here.
Well, I know we had an opportunity, Candace and Gina and I, to sit down with the mayor and look at this, and with Amber as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the proposal was a great proposal. I like the savings to the community as well. And the discount for the inconvenience of having to go to LaPorte or Chesterton, that's good too.
Yeah.
Do any of the other board members have questions?
I don't have a question, but I think not only is there a cost saving that's going to be phenomenal, I think for the convenience of the employees that you're going to have a pharmacy right there, so that they can see a provider, and then if a script is needed and it's a high cost script, that we can get it at an extremely reduced price is going to be extremely beneficial for the city and the employee.
Yeah. And in other communities, it's nice when at some of these pharmacies, you see them so busy now with Walgreens and CVS, and not to knock them, but they're very busy pharmacies. And ours is a closed pharmacy, meaning so the actual pharmacist gets to be a pharmacist again and could ask questions, and the folks could ask them, they're not rushed. And so the flow is very good. We've done this before, and it's nice when a person can walk out of the primary care doc and go right in and get their script and leave when they have little kids. And, so the flow of the care is very well done.
Time for public comment?
The only other thing I wanted to tell the board is I'm making a few adjustments to the MOU. So I would ask the board at the right time to make a motion to approve subject to my final review of the documents.
Yeah, I understand it. Before we do that, before we make a motion to accept pending review by the attorney, is there anyone from the public who would want to address this item? Come on up.
I have a voice that carries probably. All right. Daryl Garbacik, 1819 Tennessee Street, Michigan City. And a question, using your provided pharmacy, would there be an advantage or an incentive for us to use it versus a CVS or a Walgreens? And if not, could that be considered?
The advantage is, one, we're a federal qualified health center, meaning we go by people's income levels. So no matter if they're on the plan or not, anybody in the community, we first look at if we basically don't turn anybody away. So if we have different funds and whatnot, and if people didn't have money, are you talking from employees or just overall community?
Employees, that was the basis of my question. And the point being, would there be an incentive to go use that service in yours versus going somewhere else for prescriptions? Besides the, I appreciate the discount, but is there an incentive to use?
No, you're going to need to come to the microphone so the public can hear your comments.
This particular one. I'm a rookie. Good turn.
Any other public comment? Hearing none. I'll entertain a motion to approve subject to the review and approval of Attorney Amber LePage Spellbrick.
Oh, motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is approved and this will be reviewed to Amber for review.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You have to call each name because he's appearing electronically. So you can't just do the general all in favor because you have someone appearing electronically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, for the record, all members did vote yes. Gene Simmons and
Aye.
Candace Entwistle.
Aye.
And the chair, Tim Beatry, votes aye as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Correct.
Next on the agenda is the opening of bids, city-owned property bids received for Wild Rose Drive, vacant lot parcel 46-01-13-232-022.000-022. Is there anyone present who submitted a bid? Wishes to address that? Is there anybody present who would wish to submit a bid? At this point, then, I'd like to close bids on this property. Do I need a motion to do that?
You need a motion.
I need a motion to close bid.
I make a motion to close the bids.
Second. All in favor? Well, Gene Simmons on the
Aye.
motion. Candace Entwistle.
Aye.
And I also vote aye. So bids are closed. And have you reviewed this, Amber?
Yes, so we received one bid on this from attorney Barry McDonald. The bid was in the amount of $500. I don't see attorney McDonald here. The asking amount that the former board set was $1,800 as a starting bid. So I was questioning why it was the 500. But if you would like to refer that to me. If you have any questions on this.
Yeah, I think we probably need an explanation from either the person who submitted the bid or their attorney to explain to us the nature of their bid, given that isn't it below the assessed value?
Yeah, so I would recommend that just table it to the next meeting and I'll ask them to appear.
That sounds good to me.
We'll put it on the pending list then.
Yeah,
But you need a motion to table.
we need a motion to table pending the next meeting.
I make a motion to table this until the next meeting.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, or not all in favor? Gene Simmons, your vote on the motion.
Aye.
Candace?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. So this issue will be carried over into our next meeting. Next item on the agenda is opening of bids, 2023-2 bids received for the Community Crossing Grant Paving Project, Haas and Associates. Is there a representative here? Brad, for the public, give your name and your responsibility.
Good morning, Brad Minnick, Haas Associates, acting city engineer. We should have bids for the CCMG grant 2023-2. They were due this morning. On or before the 8:30 bid if you want to call for the last opportunity.
Is there anybody else present in the meeting today who would wish to submit a bid for this project? Anybody wishing to submit a bid for the project? Hearing none, so we need to close bids.
Yes.
I need a motion to close bids.
I make a motion to close bids for the community crossing grant.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to close bids. All in favor? Well, Gene Simmons,
Aye.
Candace,
Aye.
and myself, I'm an aye as well. So bids are closed.
Okay, so we've got two bids. The first one's from Reith and Riley. Madam Clerk, Reith and Riley submitted all three together, so there's two copies in here, correct?
I did not receive those. They were given to Skylar York. So I'm assuming one of them is for the EEO.
I'll open them all. So like I said, the first one's from Reith and Riley. So we'll have a base bid and we'll also have two alternates. The base bid is for $1,790,938.20. 1790938.20. Alternate A1 Krieger parking lot will be for $36,113.75. The alternate for the golf course, $58,080. Let me just check these to make sure they're all just copies. That's a copy. That's a copy. The second one is from Milestone Contractors North, Inc. This is just a copy of the EEO packet. This is the other sealed document that we received from Milestone that I'm opening. Okay. Their base is $2,152,658.46. 2,152,658.46. Alternate one, which is the Krieger parking lot, is $42,666.64. The alternate for the golf course is $54,340.30. And those are all the bids, Mr. President. So if this board would like to refer them to my department and the engineer for review and recommendation at the next meeting.
Need a motion to refer to Amber's office to review for our next meeting?
Motion to refer.
Second.
On the motion, Jean?
Motion to refer.
Yay or yes or no on the motion?
Yay.
Candace?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. So the bids will be referred back to Amber for her review and recommendation at our next meeting. Next item on the agenda deals with the city arborist. Correspondence was in the clerk's office on December 18th, 2023 from City Attorney LePage Stahlbrink regarding the Michigan City arborist recommendation. And I believe we have that with us now with recommendations from the tree board and all the appropriate information from the applicant as well, Michael Wolf. Any comment from the board members? Any public comment? Can you come up, please? Can you come up to the microphone, please, and identify yourself and your employer?
Carlos Delgado with Reith Riley.
There's a third alternate.
There should be a third alternate included with those bids. I apologize.
No, that's okay. Let me. Okay, thank you. That's okay. Let me go back. That was not your fault. I didn't see it. Okay, let me go back. I'm sorry. We're going back to the opening of bids. I'm sorry, I did not see that there was a third alternate. So the third alternate for Reith and Riley was the golf course clubhouse area. The amount was $64,036.20. The third alternate for Milestone $95,123.90.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
That doesn't change our motion. Everything will still be reviewed to Amber, but thanks for bringing it up. We
Thank you.
appreciate that. On to the arborist. Is there? Welcome to the new mayor.
Good morning. Good morning. So as a member of the tree board, well, former member of the tree board, we've been wanting to have that position filled for several months. And we have a grant that we received, $1 million grant, as a matter of fact. So we really want to get this person on board to help manage the grant as we move forward into the season, to make sure that we do everything that we're supposed to and appropriately with the grant that was received. So, and he is a highly qualified candidate, as you can see, and I support the hire.
And Mr. President, just so you know, the tree board did meet, they interviewed the candidates, and they submitted a formal recommendation to hire this candidate to the prior board on December 6th. So they highly recommend this individual.
Yeah, well, I would agree. The information that I've seen that he submitted, if anything, he's overqualified to be arborist. He has some tremendous credentials in there and looks like a great candidate to me. Any other comments from the board, Mr. Simmons or Ms. Anstell? Any
Motion
public
to
comment?
vote. Oh,
One last thing, as far as all of hires moving forward, and I'll have this. I've had this conversation briefly with Tatanisha George, that anyone who starts, and the Board of Works I know handles this, and hopefully we'll get that changed at some point in time, that they start on the beginning of a pay period. That we only do new hires on the beginning of pay periods and not on any other dates, any month, anytime during the month. So I would recommend that this position at least be would start at the next pay period, not in the middle of a pay period.
Do you know what that date is?
Yes, it's the 8th,
Oh,
January 8th.
January 8th?
Yes.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to make the hire per recommendations, and the start date will be January 8th. Did I make it? I just made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll make a motion that we hire the arborist to begin on Monday, January 8th.
second.
On the motion then, Mr. Simmons,
Aye.
Ms. Ancestal,
Aye.
and I give it an enthusiastic aye as well. Congratulations to our new arborist. Next item on the agenda is removal of signage. Tom Kulovic, 1316 Ohio Street, is requesting the removal of the do not enter sign located at Ohio and Green Street and converting Green Street between Ohio and Elston Street back to two-way traffic due to the reopening of 11th Street to one-way eastbound traffic. And normally we would be referring that to police department or planning department for review, but we got a message this morning from Mr. Kulovic. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Saying he walked down to the corner to take pictures of the signs and they've been removed already. So he is withdrawing his request and it can be removed from the agenda. So congratulations on whoever removed the signs already. We're way ahead of the game and we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Special event report from Terry Greetham, Special Event Director. Updates and details as to events per Board of Work Resolution number 2836. Terry?
Good morning, Terry Greetham, Michigan City Special Events. First and foremost, congratulations to the new members of the Board of Works. Eric and I are very excited to work with you and looking forward to the upcoming year. For the new board, just a very quick recap of our 2023 event season. In 2023, Michigan City Special Events planned and executed 8 major events, highlighted by our second annual Singing Sand Sculpting Festival and the second year return of Michigan City Oktoberfest. We were very excited with Oktoberfest. In 2022, we doubled the size of it. In 2022, we had 23 art, craft, and merchandise vendors and 8 food vendors. And in 2023, we had 51 art, craft, and merchandise vendors and 16 food vendors. So our goal will be to continue to grow that event and bring it back to what people remember the Oktoberfest being. In addition to the 8 major events, Michigan City Special Events planned and executed, oversaw all the operation of the Michigan City Farmers Market, which also grew in size this year, and we're looking forward to continue to grow that moving forward in 2024. We played a major role with our partners from the Convention and Visitors Bureau in the planning and execution of the Michigan City Aquacross Grand Prix and the Michigan City X Insurance Great Lakes Grand Prix. And those were both very successful events, and they look to grow again in 2024. In 2023, our approved operating budget was $120,000 to execute our events. through additional sponsorships, ticket revenue, and vendor fees, we were able to raise an additional $84,000 to plan and execute these events. So we're very happy with that. Moving forward in 2024, we have our 2024 schedule ready to go, but we want to sit with Mayor Angie and review that schedule and get her approval on it before we announce it. Our target is to have all 8 returning events for 2024. We're also looking to grow, as I said, the farmers market here in Michigan City, continue to assist the CVB in their 2 major events, as well as play a much larger role in the planning and the execution of the Michigan City Juneteenth celebration. We're also working with a couple of outside organizations right now to look to co-promote and execute some additional events here in Michigan City. Our budget again for 2024 is $120,000 to execute the events. Our target revenue through sponsorships, ticket sales, and vendor fees for 2024 will be an additional $120,000. So our goal is to double what our operating budget is so that we can continue to grow the events, make them larger, and also bring in new events. So again, following the review of the 2024 schedule with Mayor Angie, we'll be back to announce our schedule. Anybody has any questions?
Thank you. Any questions from board members? Hearing none. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Jerry. Next item on the agenda is Park Department report. Park Department updates and details as to all upcoming community events per Board of Work Resolution 2836. Is anybody here from the Park Department? Seeing none, it looks like we're going to be waiting.
I'm just carried over to the next meeting.
Yeah, looks like we'll be waiting for our next meeting of the month. Next item on the agenda is the monthly update. Flaherty and Collins updates and details to the construction building of the 6-story precast parking garage, 2 12 and 6-story apartments tower, and 2-story retail commercial space by the old South Shore train station.
Hello, good morning, board, new members. I'm Skylar York, I'm the Director of Planning. I would just say that they will be here at the next meeting. They weren't able to come this time. I don't think they were online either, no. I will tell you that we did close on the property. We have all the closing documents happened over the break. We've closed on our bond, and our bond has been executed. We have also closed on they have closed on their bank loans and things of that nature. So everything is in order. We're still working through a few details with NICD. The reason why you haven't seen much dirt being moved as of right now is because there's been a conflict with a pipe on site, and they're figuring that out right now. So they'll have to, there's always something like that that comes up in the downtown redevelopment. So they're figuring that out right now, and you'll start seeing more dirt being moved.
Is it a sewer pipe? What kind of pipe?
I think it's sewer pipe. I'm sorry, throwing Steve into it. I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but I think it's being figured out.
Good morning, Steve Stanford, Operations Manager, Michigan City Sanitary District. Skylar, my recollection is we've got a problem with a sewer and a water pipe.
That's it. That's it. There's a sewer pipe on top. A water pipe on top of a sewer pipe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
There's a conflict.
Yeah. Yeah.
That needs to be resolved.
Yeah. So that's what's being figured out right now.
Okay, but these are all internal because it's our sewer department and our water department. So
absolutely correct.
Okay.
And then I would just say that you will see, I think in the next, probably toward the end of the month, this is holding us up, but we're trying to get our concrete in order to get it here to start stacking the parking garage. So that's kind of why we're rushing to get this conflict resolved. So yeah. I will have, they will be here at the next meeting and can talk a little bit more about the internals, and you guys can now ask them questions. That's why we had the monthly updates. So we can have a back and forth discussion. If there's things that need to be done, road closure issues, things of that nature, you can ask questions of them directly.
Well, I'm encouraged by the fact that there's nothing holding us up that we don't have control over locally. So I fully expect that we can all come together and resolve this. And hopefully by our next meeting, at least the issue of the water pipe and the sanitary pipe.
Yes, they're talking with both departments right now. I know that. So.
Okay, great. Mr. Simmons or Santistel, do either of you have any questions to ask?
No, I don't. I just would like to wait until they appear on the next meeting.
Me too. Moving on to our next item on the agenda, payroll docket, city payroll and claims docket. We're going to move beyond these because we don't have, these were not received. Is this an item that's on the agenda every meeting?
Yes, it will be every meeting. I just think it didn't meet it because of the holidays, but I know the controller's back there shaking her head that it'll be on the next agenda.
Okay, good enough. Unfinished business is next on the agenda. There are pending items. As soon as I can find them, here we are. There's the first pending item. Excuse me. Item was referred, Brad Minnick is the contact, street reconfiguration of Holiday Street to enhance traffic safety. This is a motion, it looks like it was last dealt with on December 18th. A motion was made to table for city interim engineer Brad Minnick to review traffic data along with accident reports. And that has a revisit date of March 18th, 2024. So we'll keep that on our pending list until then. The next item on the pending list is Bob Kaiser, 3718 Dorchester Drive, sidewalk repair to the south side of Franklin and 8th. On November 20th, a motion was made to table for interim city engineer Brad Minnick to add to the 2024 sidewalk improvement list, and this is due to be revisited on April 15, 2024. So we're going to leave these on the pending list and probably not refer to them again until we get to those dates in March and April. The next item is Councilman Don Prispolinski, replace city-owned guardrail on the corner of 8th Street and Springland Ave. On October 16th, a motion was made to table for city interim engineer Brad Minnick to solicit quotes and bring back to the board for review for the installation of steel guardrails. And I believe we do have that quote from Mr. Minnick. Mr. Minnick?
Good morning again. I solicited quotes from 4 guardrail contractors, and you have in front of you the only quote that I received in return for that solicitation, valued at $11,707. I would like the opportunity to discuss funding with the controller's office and have a recommendation at the next Board of Works meeting.
Makes sense to me. So for the public, this bid for $11,707 comes from Port Construction Company, Inc. And I think we're going to leave this on the pending list until our next meeting. That will give you an opportunity to do what you need to do, and it'll give Amber an opportunity to review the bid as well.
Yes, please.
Any comments from the board or other board members? So I need a motion then to carry this over and to submit the bid to Amber for review. And we'll review this next at our next meeting. Do I need a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
On the motion then, I need a vote. Mr. Simmons?
Aye.
Mrs. Ancestal?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. So Amber, this will go on to you for review, and we'll await our next meeting to give Mr. Minnick opportunity to meet with the controller to look at funding and for Amber to review the bid. The next item on the pending list is Councilman Paul Prispalinski, a drainage issue. On November 6th, a motion was made to table for City Engineer Brad Minnick to review an update from NICD. I believe we have that as well.
Yes,
Minnick?
the Assistant Deputy Clerk shared with you this morning the approximately 5-page punch list for the NICD double track project. Most recent update would have been the opening of 11th Street to two-way traffic the week prior to Christmas. And as you can see from the lengthy punch list, the contractor has a fair amount of work to do. Unfortunately, some of those operations are going to have to be tabled until the spring, until the weather cooperates a little bit more and the asphalt plants reopen. So the drainage issue is among those, and periodically, as a contractor chips away at the punch list, I drive through 11th Street to see how they're coming on the standing water pockets that are in the roadway, and they are making progress, but that issue has not been resolved in addition to the punch list items as well. So my recommendation would be that this be tabled until May 1st. That'll be an opportunity for the asphalt plants to open back up and additionally address the approximately 150 items on the punch list currently.
That makes sense to me. This is a very lengthy punch list, and you may be optimistic to think this can even get done by May 1st, but I think your recommendation is a sound one. And unless I hear otherwise from Mr. Simmons, from Mrs. Ancestal, I'll entertain a motion to leave this on the pending list until May 1st.
The first meeting in May, please.
The first meeting in May. So I need a motion then to leave this on the pending list till our first May meeting.
Motion to approve until first meeting of May.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. On the motion, Mr. Simmons,
Aye.
Mrs. Ancestal,
Aye.
and I vote aye as well. So this item and its lengthy punch list will be, we'll wait until our May meeting, our first meeting in May. The next item for information is another Don Prispalinski issue. Work submitted to be submitted to CSX Railroad Crossings for repair at Woodland, Risky, Carroll, and Greenwood Ave. Motion was made to keep this on the pending items list until spring of 2024, and it's got a revisit in March 2024 date. So we'll leave it there until then. And the last item on the pending list is Dan Radke is requesting a street enhancement location at 508 East 2nd Street. On November 7th, the motion was made to keep on the pending list by Steve Stanford Sanitation Department, as this property is on the Stormwater Advisory Group and is moving up on the list. And hopefully we can revisit this on April 16th of 2024. So we'll leave as is until then. That completes our unfinished business, the pending items. Next on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address the board?
Good morning again. I know we are going into public comment, but we do need to address the time change for the second Board of Works meeting for the sake of accessibility for the public. We I've asked that the Board of Works have the first meeting of the month at 8:30 and the second meeting at 4 p.m. Moving forward. So I think you need to do that in a formal motion.
I agree, and thank you for reminding me. So before the board then is a request that we revise our meeting schedule. The first meeting of the month will be at 8:30 here in City Hall. The second meeting of the month for the remainder of the year will be at 4:00 p.m. Here at the present location. I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. On the motion, Mr. Simmons, your vote.
Aye.
Mrs. Antistel?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. So from now on, the first meeting of the month, 8:30, second meeting of the month, 4:00.
And my office will send that out to the public.
That's great. Thank you. Any other comments from the public? Board comments? Anything from Candace? Or anything, your microphone's off. Board comments? Anything from Jean or Candace?
Motion to adjourn.
Excellent.
Second.
On the motion to adjourn, Mr. Simmons. Aye.
Aye.
Great. Santistel.
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. We are adjourned.